Hello everybody and welcome back to McCarthy Chronicles, and I think we were supposed to go talk to Victoria. We never did, so let's see if this works.
Finally dragged yourself from your bed, I see.
Alright. Nice.
What were you looking for in the library?
The library?
Your perfume gave you away, miss.
Well, that was rather amateurish of me, wasn't it? I'm just like you, Mr. McCarthy. I want to get to the root of all this before the trail decays completely.
Why?
Call it professional curiosity.
And what have you learned?
Not a great deal more than you, I imagine. I managed to find various fragments of diaries and piece together a lovely little story. It seems the Grosvenor family has been fraught with illness for a few generations now. As far as I can tell, Michael here is the last of 8 brothers and sisters.
Have you come across the name Tabitha yet?
A couple of times. I found a page from her diary tucked inside an old book. I'd love to get my hands on the rest of it. Here, you can have it if you like.
Let's see.
What do you know about Michael's father?
Ah, James Grosvenor. Doesn't seem like a particularly nice man from what I've read. An officer. In the army, I think. Read the diary entry I gave you. Then guess how I feel about him.
What do you know about Michael's mother?
She's not really mentioned much in the things I found. I knew she died shortly after Michael was born. I do know James was becoming increasingly annoyed with her for not bearing a healthy child. As if it was her fault.
Wow.
You've been very helpful, miss.
My pleasure. As always.
Alrighty. There it is.
That doesn't seem to work.
Well, how are we supposed to read it then? McCarthy. I shake my head at you. So, come on. No. Read it.
That doesn't seem to work.
Why not? You just put it in your hands and you read it. Wait a minute. And we could talk to him again.
Yes.
Tell me about your father.
He was a proud man. He enlisted in the army at a young age and spent a great deal of his time in Africa. He also considered himself something of a scholar.
A scholar of what?
Well, history and theology for the most part. Although he was not a religious man himself, he had a great deal of interest in theology and the occult. He considered it all rather academic though. He never believed any of it.
Okay. Well, that's just great. I'm pretty sure we've already asked about this. McCarthy, no smoking in the house. Click.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Hey, McCarthy. McCarthy, read the book.
That doesn't seem to work.
Hey, of course it doesn't. Let's see if going into the library helps any. Okay, you know what? See? Read the book.
That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work.
Can we...
There's nothing here I want.
Come on.
There's nothing here I want.
Victoria told us to read.
I don't particularly want to carry them around with me. Perhaps I should just read them.
Okay. You know what? Here's the thing. We can't look at this guy. Look at...
That doesn't seem to work.
God. Few seconds in and I'm already stuck. guy... you know what? I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna figure this out. And I will see you guys in a bit. Okay. I don't know why I'm so retarded.
It's a page torn from a diary.
May 14th. Rachel has been taken ill once again. There is nothing that pains me more than the suffering of my child. Even the constant abuse of my father pales in comparison to the hurt I feel in my heart as I watch the life ebb from her. I feel like he never forgave me for letting Alistair leave. Social shame is not something he takes lightly, and I have the scars to prove it. Tabitha.
Okay. Maybe he'll tell us something now? Please.
Yes?
Finally.
Tell me about Tabitha.
Tabitha was a troubled soul. I'd rather not talk about her.
I needed to press him on the subject of Tabitha. What happened to her?
I'm afraid she died a few months ago. Killed herself, if you must know. I found her, swinging from a tree in the gardens. Here's the key to her room if you must pry. Don't bother me about Tabby again.
Okay. He's slightly angry. Just a little bit.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Okay, so we should have a key to her room. I'm double checking this. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna guess it's upstairs. With all the locked doors. Oh, wait. I'm gonna guess it's at the end of the hall. Next to mine. Because of the fact that it would very likely be creepy.
It's locked.
Okay, so that wasn't it. Okay. Well, you said door. Okay.
Tabitha's room stunk of decay and rot. The room was bare except for a fetid mattress and an array of papers littering the floor. What had become of this woman?
Okay.
It looks like a diary.
Well, you know, you could look at the diary. Just saying.
A disheveled array of papers in various esoteric languages.
Okay.
It's Tabitha's. Should make interesting reading.
Okay. And the papers?
They are written in a language I don't recognize, save for a few Latin passages. Diabolus ortus ex sinaris cado consuls. Devils rise from the ashes of fallen friends.
Oy. Wait.
Various ranting scribblings on the wall, mostly written in a language I can't understand. The name Rachel is frequently mentioned.
Weren't these the scratches from before? See, look at this.
It's Tabitha's journal, pieces of it at least.
Okay, use the journal guy.
The diary seems to be locked with a combination.
What? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, see if this works.
As I dialed in the last letter, the latch unlocked with a satisfying click.
Alright. Now we can use it.
It's too long to read it all, even though several of the pages have been torn out. I'll just scan it for mentions of the mausoleum.
July 9th. How many of my siblings must I lay to rest? How many times must I say the words and open the crypt? Potiphasio altum abyssus is burnt into my mind, an ever-present reminder of my fate. July 13th. My darling daughter's condition continues to deteriorate. I am so close to finding the solution. I will beat this. Father's books hold the key. July 25th. There is so much power here. I can feel it between my fingertips as I read the words written in this book. It feels as though I can bend and shape the world itself as I see fit, eliminating the frailties and weaknesses of the human condition just as one would pluck an apple from a tree. July 27th. I no longer fear corporeal death. As the shackles to one's own flesh are torn apart, life suddenly is set ablaze before you. Our bodies, our humanity itself, are anchors to a pitiful existence of ants amongst gods. Rachel and I will live for eternity.
The last few pages have been torn out.
Okay. Let's see, maybe we can go to the mausoleum now, because I think she said that she was able to speak the words to get in. Okay. So maybe he'll automatically say the words so that we can be let in. That's the plan, at least. Over here, guy. So, who's Rachel? Serious. See, mausoleum.
I arrived at the mausoleum to find the door already
Uh-oh.
open.
Help me! Can anyone hear me?
It was Sarah.
Okay, Sarah, what are you doing in the crypt?
It's already
Well,
open.
just go in then.
Thank God.
Okay.
Who did this?
I don't know. The last thing I remember was cleaning the floor in the kitchen. And then it just goes blank.
Oh.
Oh no. Behind you.
I wheeled to face the figure that had entered the crypt, trapping us against the back wall. Its face was gaunt and a putrescent green in colour. It tipped its head ever so slightly to the side, regarding me with ill intent as saliva trickled from the corner of its mouth. The creature's eyes were piercing and a deep crimson, as if its vision were tinted blood red.
You shouldn't interfere. The goddess wants the girl.
I drew my gun and aimed. Don't come any closer or I'll shoot. The creature seemed to sway back and forth heavily as it struggled to breathe.
I don't fear you. My mortal demise is an inevitability. There are worse things than death.
Okay.
Who is the goddess?
She is everything. My alpha and my omega. She began, but will not end. She is, but will never not be.
Thanks for the cryptic talk there, guy.
What has she done to you?
She has set me free. She has shown me the wonders of living after the flesh has decayed. I feel no pain, no anguish, no suffering. The passage of time holds no weight with me. I merely am, and always will be.
Okay.
Why does the goddess want Sarah?
You think I question the will of she who is? You think I still have the petulance of man? She set me free from such things. I no longer want or am wanted. I do not need, and I am not needed. I just am.
I can't let you do this.
Your desires to stop me are of no consequence.
God forgive me. Are you alright?
Yes, I think so. What was that thing?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. But it's over.
No, guy, turn around, for the love of God.
I awoke to the feeling of rope tightening around my neck. The groundskeeper seemed beguiled by the gentle motion of my body swinging back and forth.
We must disconnect them from the earth, and then we can be whole again.
His mutterings filled my mind like water slowly advancing from my feet to my head.
We must bind them and break them, and then we can be whole again.
He watched the life drain from me with something that could almost be considered a smile.
We must bleed them and drain them, and then we can be whole again.
And so I was left to expire slowly by asphyxiation, and I resigned myself to the events of the day. I was going to die. There is no redemption for the wicked and the faint of heart. My judgment would be swift.
Oh, come on, guy. You had a knife.
Don't like what you're doing. Someone will find out.
You worry far too much, Michael.
What about Victoria? And that McCarthy guy?
The girl is becoming something of a nuisance, I'll admit. But you need not concern yourself with McCarthy anymore.
My God. What have you done?
Dealt with a situation that you could not.
You've gone too far. He was a good man.
There are no good men. They are toys for our amusement. And remember to whom you are speaking, Michael. Do you want to slowly waste away to nothing, like a cheap rag doll in the dirt? Do you want to be remembered as a slave to your own weaknesses?
I'm sorry, Daddy.
All is forgiven, Michael. All is forgiven to those who serve me.
That was it? He died? He had a knife and he didn't try and cut himself loose after the groundskeeper left? There's a crash out there. What happened? Right. I'm serious. That can't be it. Okay, so she was alive. She was doing some occult stuff. As well as the groundskeeper. So he's basically a zombie. You don't know what he wanted with Sarah. And it just exited out on me. That's great. Okay. But until next time, you guys. Bye.